siwezi itwa Cain, because God created me to be able to speak and able to listen, and so did he do the same to most of you. Na nataka mfunge macho na mniangalie kama mnanisikia, cause Kenya nasikia leo is your full attention. So kama kuna mtu akona sikia anaweza toka nje sasa apate attention. Hawezi lipia here. Okay, so nitaassume kila mtu ako sawa. And proceed kuambia story yangu which is a bit sawa na si ile hapo but ya kidawa. And story yangu ilianza vile nilijoin Facebook. Hapo ndo account yangu ilianzia. You see, excited nili update status, I am negative. And on realize my status, having no friends, no comments, it seemed that no one really liked me. Fast forward a year later, I was now doing a bit better. You see, I now had 300 friends on Facebook that I never talked to. Most of which I didn't even know, and no, I didn't feel better about myself. But you see, this time I didn't have to like myself, because they liked me, and like me, they all looked up you on FB. So I shared my thoughts with them, to hear their opinion on whether or not they liked what I was thinking, and without knowing, slowly, I was thinking, I lost myself. Fast forward again, a few years later, I was still searching for myself, but social media wasn't giving me any answers. You see, on Instagram, I will upload a people post, while on the inside, I was lost, likes from others, napata most, but you see, I realized that there was something wrong in a place that all you really ever long for is for others to like you. But it's weird and sad when you're the only one who likes yourself. I realized there was something bad when you just start to upload photos of yourself, just to show people that you're glad about your life to see if they like it. I realized that something was not right. When the only time Facebook said someone was active was when they were at home doing nothing all alone, I realized that something was definitely wrong. When the only thing I had updated in my life since joining social media was my status. You see, we find ourselves in a place full of networks, but no real connections. We determine our net worth by the number of likes we get and our mentions. You see, I think it's funny to upload photos of food you're eating, tag your friends and say that you're sharing. Because I don't think if God showed them a pic of the Garden of Eden without actually making it, we'll consider that caring. It's like showing a beggar photos of clothes they'll never ever be wearing. But you see, I ain't judging, because this was me. Always trying to show people how good I was faring, airing what I thought people wanted me to be, forgetting what Lord He said I was. Because I was looking for likes when He had already given me love. You remember Him that God from above, the one who sent His Son on the cross, He said that was done, and from that we can learn that. No. I could tell you how great you are, as said by the Lord. How imperfections in life are okay, help you carry your load. How you can't compare when someone says they like you. Then goes on comment you're beautiful face to face with a book. How you'll never ever be happy simply by trying to impress people only by how good you look. Wait, I think by saying I could tell you, I'm actually telling you. But what I want to do today is sugarcoat my message, because at the end kuna food for thought. Yenye si time nataka muit. Kama nyama obligations zenyu nataka meet. Na inaanza na a simple statement. Sometimes you have to be blind to have vision. It makes sense nikimalizia. You have to know that having insight doesn't mean having something in your sight at the moment or something you can take a pic and put it on Instagram to get a comment. No. It's believing in something bigger than yourself. Yata is to share kwa selfie. Because when it comes down to it, in order to come up, you have to stop being upcoming and be in the present moment already. So I'm a bit disappointed with what is being said about us youths, and you guys are really not helping my case, because you guys can rule this world. But most times we are too busy trying to look perfect and successful, not sharpening our pencils. So I have a challenge for most of you. A challenge. Start sharpening your skills and talents. Start sharing your stories. Stop being silent. Shout. Be proud, because you're in Kenya. And the question is not a matter of can you, is will you. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. That is Eugene Muigai, and he is with me on set today, and we are, all right, I am learning. Karibu sana on set.
Thank you, Sana. Thank you so much.
How are you doing this morning?
Nashukuru sana. Monday blues you experienced.
Yeah. The vibe that we have here cannot let Monday blues anywhere near our side. Yes.
Yeah, so nimeshukuru sana, fare huko ikuwa 200k, nimesikia place zingine.
Thank you.
Yeah, so nashukuru Mungu pia hiyo.
Yes. Yeah. I am actually glad. Thank you. You were here. He was here so early, my people, so early. Karibu sana. It has been a pleasure It is already a pleasure. Karibu sana to our sets. Now I just want you to take a minute and tell us who is Eugene Muigai, and then we will dive into this conversation.
Okay. So Eugene Muigai is a storyteller. I'm passionate about storytelling, and I do spoken word and film. I'm a producer stroke director, and I also dance.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
So as in, I'm passionate. I'm a creative in all aspects, and I'm a person who has understood, let's say, the pain that is in the industry in terms of exposure.
Yes.
and struggling to find yourself and finding your voice.
Yes.
And that is something that I've gone through personally, and it's a story that I know that we can inspire each other when we share stories of what I've gone through, and maybe I can inspire someone, or maybe I can encourage someone through my story, and that's why I'm here.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So storyteller is what I am getting from there.
Yeah.
Now, we had a few months ago, as I had told our audience, we had DocuBox with us. And wow, like they are just people who are giving us voices, giving us platforms to tell our African stories. And I love that their topics are super sensitive. You know, the very nature of, the very human nature. Is that even English? What am I saying? But yes, they talk on mental health, right to safe and secure shelter, settlement, gender justice, and just DocuBox just provided the platform. And they provided the platform for you. Number one, how did you even meet DocuBox?
It's a long story, but I'm going to try to summarize.
Yes.
Okay, basically, I was doing like some activities. I was visiting high schools, planting trees with students, sharing my story with them. And a friend of mine told me that there was this opportunity that came up because he knew what I was doing when it comes to mental health. And all I did was I sent a video on my story and what I was trying to do, and the hopes that I was on what encouraged me to do what I was doing.
Yes.
And I was shortlisted for an interview. I was not initially given the grant because I did not believe in my story was that. So I went there with another story, not the one I had applied with.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but they called a workshop, a second workshop, and this time, like, it was a really tough time in my life where, like, pesa zimeisha. Kila mtu amekuwa hapo umefuliza hadi. Hawezi fuliza tena. So when they called me, I was like really not sure if I should go because I had not been selected for the so but I had 50 shillings just to go there.
Yes.
And when I reached, I came even late because I was not something just told me that what do you have to lose?
Yes.
So when I went there, I did not even overthink it. I just went there. I was late, and people were sharing their story. I just came and shared my story with them, and they were amazed at what I was trying to do and the things I was going through. Not really way, but encouraged by the resilience
by
that
the things that you were going through. Amazing. So that was DocuBox Sema story.
Sema story.
Exactly. Amazing. So why did you decide to delve into depression, like as your topic, mental health in general? Why?
Yeah. Okay. So I have experienced depression. Like it started back in high school, and I know the pain personally of feeling alone.
Yes.
And thinking that you're the only person who is going through such stuff. And when I was going through that stuff, I wanted someone to like give me a hand, but there was no, and it was really hard to find myself.
Yes.
And I was telling people, like, there was a podcast I was doing yesterday, and I was sharing that even in the pre-colonial period before we were colonized, we had systems in place where people got help in terms of elders.
Yes.
If you had problems, you can go to someone and they can encourage you, maybe give you advice on important values in life. But right now, when you become a man, you're expected to know everything.
Exactly.
At the age of 18, you are like alone in this world, and you have to find yourself, and it really takes time and it takes a lot of effort. So I went through this journey, like I felt like I was alone, and there were many times I even contemplated suicide, and I'm sure many people have been there. So through sharing my story, I want to be that someone who someone can see and say that he has also been where I've been, and if he can get out, or if he can manage to cope, I can also manage. And that's like the overall point, even of the film, and why I was really excited because the thing about DocuBox, like you said, like most times Africans, we do not tell our stories.
Yeah, we keep telling stories of other people.
And like I've interacted with a lot of people, and you can really hear inspiring stuff, like from people, what they've gone through.
Yes.
Despite everything, people are still grinding, still doing their thing, and I think it's about time we tell our stories in our own way, because even the stories which is told about us is not told by us, so it's biased, and it's not the real story of people on the ground.
Exactly.
And so that is something that DocuBox does, and it's like really helps like independent filmmakers like me to get such kind of a platform.
Opportunity.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just before we got on set, I was asking you, because I think bottom line of your work is to let people the first form of help is to let a person not get into mental illness. So what is your advice to youths out here, artists out here, wenye jina ni kubwa lakini wana 50 bob kwa mfuko? How do we prevent ourselves from getting into mental illnesses?
Yeah, okay. I think that having like close people like who understand the situation, like having like even normally spoken word artists, like they usually encourage me because
Yes.
we know the struggle that is in the industry.
Yes.
We know ourselves and we can help each other, like ukaa umesota usione ni kani aibu.
Exactly.
Piga nitumie fair.
Yeah.
Because pia mimi kuna time na kuitisha hiyo, as in we grow together. If we share, we
Yes.
can help each other. Like let me give an example. Okay, in high school I was in Jamhuri High School from Form 1 to Form 3.
Yes.
Shout out.
Jamu.
Yeah, so we used to get like exam results.
Yes.
And when there was a time I got like my result and I was really excited, nilikuwa nishasema vile exam ilikuwa rahisi nini yote ni kupita tu. So and the result came and I saw like I had an 8.
Yes.
Out of 70.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Sad.
so it humbled me and I felt really discouraged because I was wondering like this. I had studied and I felt really bad about it.
Yes.
And then the teacher said that the highest person had 12. So even
alright.
I was among the highest.
Tuko wengi.
And knowing that I was not alone,
Yes.
it encouraged me.
True.
And together we worked together to improve because we know that we have this problem together.
Yes.
And that is the power of sharing. As for me, and I think like if you encourage that culture to share our stuff, and we can actually come up and see big deal hivyo sana. We can collaborate and yeah.
Yes, an amazing. I like the analogy. An amazing analogy right there.
Thank you.
Now,
Yeah.
when during your film, I managed to watch the trailer, and you were talking especially about the boy child.
Yeah.
Because I think we ladies have a way to connect with each other. So, what inspired your film?
Yeah. Okay. Most times when growing up from an early age, you're told that men do not cry,
Yes.
and we take it to mean that we should not feel.
Yes.
And we do not learn to express ourselves, and because we are human beings, we are not machines at the end of the day.
Yes.
We could be psychopaths if we did not like get moved by our situation, sometimes get overwhelmed, because at the end of the day we are human beings.
Yes.
But this keeping silent and letting something build up, it is creating like a situation where you do not know how to deal and you can explode at any moment because you do not know how to deal with such issues and you react. You have not learned how to know your emotions when you're happy, when you're sad. And when challenges come, you overreact. You do not know the proper way to handle that.
Yes.
And it's really sad that in the society, men even not only do not speak, but we are not expected to speak.
Yes.
And it seems
Not
like,
just-
yeah. And not many people, even when a guy comes and says that I'm going through this, like the mentality is, why should we care? And it's a problem not only it's in the society, and right now we are said, men are expected to be providers and things like that. We have so much expectations.
Yes.
And it can be overwhelming when you feel like you cannot live up to such things, and you also have so much you are carrying within you.
Yes, hence the inspiration of the film. I would like us to watch the trailer. Is it ready, Mr. Director? Let's just take a look. Ndio wenye hawakuona tuone. Wow, an amazing, touching piece right there. Like I think, I listened to it na nilikuwa nimetoka in a very noisy environment. You know, when your system is everywhere, like it has this sense of bringing you to the center of an issue that was actually very... Did you feel its impact after you did the film?
Definitely, because like it allowed me to see myself from a third person and even analyze the issues I was going through from a different perspective. And right now I understand this is a controversial topic, but let me just share my perspective.
Yes.
Like the importance of struggle and overcoming struggle. Like there's a joy that comes from like understanding pain and overcoming.
Yes, and overcoming and going through
Yeah.
it. Amazing. Now, on our topic of the day today, we are talking about whether Kenyan artists actually appreciate exposure enough. What do you feel? Because I cannot let you go away na any artist wa huku without telling me how you feel about that specific topic.
Okay, that topic hits home very well because I was a dancer, and dancers are the most, like I can say, affected by this exposure.
People.
And the unfortunate thing is that dancers, we like to dance.
Yes.
So when you're given a platform, most times you're so grateful for the opportunity, and you do not even think like what the cost, how can I get by, because you appreciate the opportunity so many times,
Yes.
so much. And I've watched many talented dancers. It's not bad to get exposure, but if you have the monetary value to appreciate such talent, because it takes time, it takes
Yes.
work, it takes effort and creativity.
How can a dancer
Yeah.
take advantage of the exposure? Know that you're
Yeah.
one. Yes.
Okay, so as in always do your best. Every opportunity you get, always dance, even if that's the only opportunity like you got and there is no money.
Yes.
And those people, you can see that from what they are saying, you understand their situation. When you take that advantage of that opportunity.
Yes.
And create art with it. Because the point of art, even my film.
Yes.
And right now, it was not to be many films that are shot in Kenya are not shown in Kenya. They're shown abroad.
Yes.
So most people don't get the opportunity to see our work. And we have many talented individuals. So just do your stuff, inspire someone, encourage someone through your struggle.
Thank you so much. When is the premiere of your film?
It will be premiering on Wednesday, 12 noon.
12 noon. So Wednesday, that will be, today's 10th, 11th, 13th.
Yeah.
So 13th of August.
I know it will be 12th.
12th. Oh, sorry. 12th of August at noon, you will be able to watch the entire of that film. Please give us the platforms and also your social media handles as we wind up.
Definitely. You can find it on Sema Story, the Facebook page, and the film will be called Everything Is Not Okay.
Yes.
And it's a personal journey, and the overall point I was trying is to encourage someone through my story and through my struggle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, finally, give us your social media handles and how people can get to you.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay, so unfortunately, Eugene ilitoka kiasi.
Yeah.
But Facebook, you can find me at Eugene Muigai, and also Instagram, you can find my activities at Sauti Untamed.
Yeah.
All
right.
Yeah. So and one thing I can live with a quote if it's okay.
Yes.
Okay, more than sanitizing our hands, we should also sanitize our hearts. And I thought that was a very powerful message.
Yes.
And it's something that most times we harden ourselves to people's problems, and it's very easy to only think about yourselves in tough times. But when there's a joy that comes from helping others and helping your neighbor and thinking about them as well, and you can find that God's grace. That is when you wonder, who am I to get such opportunities?
Exactly.
And I just want people to sanitize their hearts, not only their hands.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you so much. As you sanitize your hearts, we will be taking a very, very short musical break, of course, with Nkatha, and we will be having an amazing time. That was Eugene Muigai. Look out for his film on the 12th of August. That is Wednesday, noon. Do not miss it. It will be worth your while.